So in this case, we use this app or service called Manus, Manus.
Yep.
And the website is manus.im is the site. And if you're watching, I'll share my screen and I'll show you this dashboard. I'll share it. And so let's pull this up. Where is my screen?
This is where it gets very interesting if you're driving in your car. But
don't do this.
I will make sure that I'm sharing my interpretation of what Shannon's gonna show us here.
Yes. Okay. So can you see my screen?
I can.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is my This is the dashboard.
Yep. And you can find this on YouTube later if you want to see Shannon's screen as well, folks. So,
just go up and watch it on YouTube. But this is the overview. Now, a caveat is we don't have all the expenses entered yet, so it's going to look much better than it really is. Okay, so don't hassle me. Yes, don't hassle me. And I do feel like I'm crushing it, but it's basically it pulls revenue from. I can add as many sources as I want. I've got my Kajabi, which is my community, Stripe, Gumroad, X. I do some stuff with Bstock, which is a platform, liquidation platform. And so I can connect to them. Some of these we've connected via an API. Some of these we've set up. Why am I not?
So he's got it's a very clear, easy dashboard that shows total revenue, total expenses, and then, of course, net profit, which is easy to calculate. And then a couple of graphs
That's wonderful.
Trends and pie charts. And then also breakdowns of the platform details and of each platform, like where does this revenue come from? And that's the dashboard. And when it's coming in, where it's coming from, why, how many transactions, that kind of thing.
There's a timeline that you can scroll across that shows you that.
See your details.
You can go. There's all time. You can select calendar, different things.
And this is hosted at Manus, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay,
it's
great.
It's $20 a month. I don't have to deal with it.
You don't have to find a place to host it. You just pay them $20 a month, and with the right prompting, this could exist for you too.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And so it just breaks it down. It's perfect. And now we're starting to pull in all the expense information and get that to, how do we tie this in?
Sure.
What's the best way to do it? We got all the income linked. And then eventually we'll tie in all my analytics from these various platforms, from
like
X,
Instagram and
Instagram, my newsletter, the community. So this is going to be not just a financial dashboard, but like where are all these? What funnels are working? What is the most valuable, platform to spend my time on, and we tie it in on my newsletter. We can tie it into the lead magnets. We can tie it into all kinds of stuff. Which newsletter drove the most traffic? All kinds of just really great stuff. So,
amazing.
So I'm looking forward to it. It's the start of something which will really be my dashboard of like how is this business working? As well, it will be. Now I can export all this data to my accountant, to my bookkeeper, that they can, we can figure all this out. What amount of which revenue is passive, very important, versus which is active, because I have lots of passive income carry forward, write-offs that you can't use for regular income, but you can use for passive stuff. So lots of different things to track. And the things is it worked, which is fantastic, and I'm super happy with it. So that's
really
Manus.
Great.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay, how long did it take this person on your team to create this, or what did it cost you to get this created with knowing that it was built on Manus, so there wasn't any heavy lifting of coding to do? Yeah.
So I pay this person monthly. I'm paying them $2,500 a month. So
but they do a bunch of things for you.
They do a bunch of stuff, help with my community, run it, and one thing I would share too is I give them 5% of any new revenue they help generate. And that just keeps. I always like to have that incentive there for people. That I'm going to work. I'm going to build. We're going to build this thing together. And if anything new we built, now if I've already built it, it's mine. But if we build it new together and we create it and it generates revenue, they get a piece of it to help keep them motivated and to keep them to stick around, right? So
those golden handcuffs. That's right.
I want to keep them here, and this guy is amazing and went above and beyond. So super cool. I'm very excited.
But he built it fairly quickly. Dashboard.
It took just I would say he's probably got a few hours into this.
That's what. Okay, so with it's worth playing with, even if you don't have any programming skill. But if you do have some knowledge of this, then that would be great.
Yeah, and they have a bunch of different integrations. They have a Slack integration.
Sure.
They have an email integration that you can tie into your Gmail email to say, based on this message, do X.
Yeah.
They have their own browser thing where you can open up a tab and it'll do stuff for you in the browser. And then they do, they'll build web apps just like we just built here and design. So it's pretty cool. So I like it. Something new. I have not messed with it before. And that's Manus, Manus.
We've got a link to it in the show notes. That's great.
Awesome. That's
really, huh? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Good stuff, man.
This is like, I love learning about these things because I have some level of programming skill. I've built from dashboards like this from scratch.
Yeah.
But because I've built them from scratch, I have a strong aversion to creating them because I know how much time they take, not just to build, but to maintain. And, right, and all of that. So it's like anytime somebody's like, oh, could we have it? It's like, like I just have this visceral reaction. And this takes that away.
It does.
It could take that away. I need to remember that it will take it away.
And I would say a mistake, which is often, I make this mistake too, is like, if I were building this, like, this is really great. You know what? We should turn this into a product because that changes and sell it. That changes everything.
Yes.
Because you can live with little things. Like at your house, you probably have a door that sticks or a toilet.
You don't even notice you have a door that
jiggle.
sticks.
Maybe, we just jiggle a little bit. No problem. But if you rented out your house, I guarantee every guest that came in would be like, this door sticks, that toilet doesn't flush, It's the same with this software. You learn to live with these little things like, well, it doesn't quite work yet, but we're still tweaking this.
Yeah, you know where the guardrails
all the idiosyncrasies, But if you're charging people for it, their expectations are far, far greater, and it will drive you insane.